the Sunday service of the Covenant Bible Church in Lincolnton. And on WOHS 1390 AM and 101.5 FM, it's the Sunday service of the Calvary Baptist Church of Shelby. Join us each and every Sunday morning for our Sunday morning worship services on The Boss and Carolina Country.
Cleveland Community College is here to help you create the future you want. Want a bachelor's degree but not ready for the university? We can help. Want a great job but have no skills? We can help with that too. We can also help you pay for college. Financial aid and scholarships are available to those who qualify. So why wait? Visit us online at clevelandcc.edu or email admissions@clevelandcc.edu to apply today.
Your family, your property, your life. Don't risk them. When you're in the middle of a divorce you didn't expect, dealing with overwhelming odds, put someone on your team that can help. Call Calder Valentine Law at 704-470-2440 or go to www.caldervalentine.com. Here's what one client said recently. Blake was an outstanding lawyer to work with. I'm certainly glad he was by my side representing me. He has a calming, understanding nature that makes talking to him easy, especially through such tough times. We're here for you. Call now, 704-470-2440. Your life is too important to take chances. Experience awaits. Call now.
And good evening, everybody, and welcome to Friday Night Football on KTC Broadcasting.com. I'm Kevin Hastings, along with Shannon Allen in the studios tonight. We're ready for some action. It's been such a long time since we have Friday night in the fall football, and we're excited tonight to bring you a big list of games. We've got a list, or we got our scoreboard up. I want to thank everybody for watching on YouTube right now. If you're listening on the radio out and about in Lincoln County and Cleveland County and in the Cherville area, tell your friends, tell your families to pull us up on YouTube. Go to the KTC Broadcasting channel. We got 3 shows tonight. Okay, everybody, we have 3 shows tonight. You're watching and listening to the Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby pregame show. After this, we'll be online. We'll be on from 5:30 to 7. Then we're going to send it out to the stadiums for our pregame shows from the stadiums and at each individual game. And then tonight, starting at 7:30, we'll have Red Zone Radio is back, Shannon, from the spring. We're excited about that. And so that's what's Red Zone Radio? Well, folks, that's where we jump back and forth between the games, keep you going, try not to get uninterrupted with commercials. And then what we also try to do is we've got some correspondents out at some of the games tonight. I think we got 5 tonight and maybe 4. And they're going to be tweeting out the scores from tonight's games. And while they do that, folks, live, you can watch me live on YouTube. I'll be giving you live score updates and highlights. So now here's the key. We don't have to use our correspondents, Shannon. If you got friends, family at any of the games, tell them. Tag us at KTC Broadcasting, hashtag KTC Red Zone, hashtag KTC Sports, hashtag KTC Scores. Tag us on Twitter in one of those. Respond to our tweets, whatever you want. If you have a highlight, and we'll put it on the show. We'll use it during the Red Zone and or the post-game show, folks. So, and then next week on this pregame show, Shannon, we'll put together some of the plays of the week, and we'll show them from last week. So, folks, it's not just ours. If you have it, so tell your friends, tell your family. Everybody in the stand sitting there with their phones trying to catch a touchdown or something. If you catch one, a big play, a big hit, something you'd like to us to put live on the Red Zone channel and on the postgame show, please give us a tag online on social medias. Again, at Twitter, on Facebook, KTC Broadcasting, KTC Red Zone, KTC Sports, and KTC Scores. Shannon, we got 4 games tonight on KTC Broadcasting. You excited about this lineup?
Oh, yeah. It looks pretty good. I mean, for first week, absolutely. Absolutely.
So we have Cherryville going all the way up to Avery County on WCSL, North Lincoln and West Lincoln on WLON, Burns at Forest View. I did that wrong. Burns at Forest View on WHS, and Chase at West Henderson will be on Waggy tonight, 107.5 FM up in Cleveland County. Rutherford County. So.
And that Burns and Forest View is actually played at Stuart Kramer.
Right. Yes. So if you're going to Burns tonight, folks, you want to go to the Burns game, you have to go to Stuart Kramer High School. Do not go to Forest View High School. You will not be there for a Burns and Forest View football. No. I don't know what you'll be there for. I don't know if they're just if it's precautionary or not, but they are playing over at Stuart Kramer tonight on the AstroTurf. So Burns against Forest View. We're going to break down all these matchups here in just a little bit. Talk about the games. We've got standings, new conferences to break down and kind of go over those. And we've got tonight's matchups as well. We've got changes. Some teams aren't playing the same team they thought they were. Shannon, you see some empty spots on the board. Mm-hmm. We've had some cancellations. So as far as we know, we think most of, cross our fingers, these games are being played tonight, Shannon. So I'm going to you've got the list. I tell you what, how about give me a break and talking and for a minute while I get some stuff in order. Yeah. Go down the list of all the games that we have in our area now, folks. We are based in Cleveland, Lincoln, and Gaston and Rutherford County here in North Carolina, and so we want to we cover those teams, and then if there's any other big things in the state, sometimes we mention it. But for the most part, this is who we concentrate on. So Shannon, who we got here in our area in these games coming up tonight?
All right, well, for the ones you just mentioned, you got Cherryville going up to Avery County. North Lincoln will be at West Lincoln. Burns is traveling to Stuart Kramer to play Forest View. Shelby will be at Kings Mountain. Then Lincoln is at South Point. Bessemer City is going to the Community School of Davidson. They'll be playing up there tonight. East Lincoln will be at High Brighton. Chase will be, and that's one of those games that had to get moved around. Chase will be at West Henderson. And RS Central will be at McDowell. Concord is at Ashbrook. Hunter Huss is at Hickory Ridge. Kramer is at Bunker Hill. East Lincoln is at East Gaston is at North Gaston. Fred T. Ford is at Maiden. Mountain Island Charter is going all the way to Anson County. North Iredale is at South Iredale. St. Stephen's is at Bandy's. West Caldwell is at South Caldwell. West Iredale at Lake Norman. Hickory will be taking on Alexander Central at Alexander Central. Statesville is at Carson. East Burke is at Patton. Hendersonville is at North Henderson. Bishop McGuinness is at J.P. Catholic. Christ the King is at Harrell's CA. Is that California? Are they going out there to play them?
Almost.
Okay.
Christian Academy.
Okay.
So keep that in mind for the rest of them when you see that CA.
Yeah, I got you. And then Lake Norman Charter will be at South Lake Christian.
California.
Yeah. South Lake Christian Academy. North Moore is at Winston-Salem Carver. And the last one we've got is Newton Conover at Polk County.
Hey, I'm proud you knew that California was the California. Mm-hmm. Our intern failed at that the other day during the World Series. So,
oh well, okay.
Not California. She missed something else, but I'm not going to throw her too far under the bus. But she messed up my sheets, and we had to mark an X by her name, Shannon. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight live on YouTube. Tell your friends, tell your family, share us on Facebook and across your other platforms. We've got all kinds of games to talk about tonight. We've got standings and more. I'm going to pull up the new conferences to kind of talk about them as we go along here tonight. All right, so again on the broadcast, we've got KTC broadcasting tonight. If you want to listen to a ball game, we have Cherryville at Avery County on WCSL 1590 AM and 92.3 FM in Cherryville. in Lincoln County over in the Lincoln area, we've got North Lincoln at West Lincoln on 1050 AM, 107.5 FM. Burns at Forest View in Cleveland County on 1390 AM, 101.5 FM. And if you're listening in Rutherford County, on 107.5 FM, 1320. Now, folks, I know you're out driving about and moving, and if you think you're gonna lose signal, you're gonna move in an area. Every one of you sitting there in your cars have a phone. Someone go to ktcbroadcasting.com, Bluetooth into your car, and at the very top of our page, the big green button that says "Click here to listen live." Now that'll bring up the audio player, and you can switch between 3 stations there and listen to us pregame and postgame and on the radio. You pick your game on ktcbroadcast.com. You can also directly pick which game you want to listen to. Waggy game of the week: Chase versus West Henderson. Now that one you have to go to waggyfm.com. If you click, you can go to ktcbroadcast.com and click on the logo at the top for that and go to that game. But it will not just bring up in the regular player the big green button. So if you hit the big green button, you can get Cherryville in Avery County, North Lincoln and West Lincoln, Burns at Forest View. If you want Chase and West Henderson tonight, you go to waggyfm.com. And you can listen to all those bringing up and even lock your phone and listen going down the road in your cars and your Bluetooth and everywhere else. All right, Shannon, let's talk a little bit tonight before we get into a break about how we've got new conferences. And a lot of controversy with this, and I've got them down the hall and don't know where I put them. But anyway,
well, my question is, do they have names yet or no?
Yes and no.
Because I'm looking at and I'm on the Max Preps, just looking here, like the Bessemer City, Burns Conference, Cherryville and Shelby and all those. It's the 1A, 2A West Conference 40.
There you go.
I mean, and then you've got like East Lincoln and Ford and Hickory and all them is in the 3A West Conference 51.
There you go.
Yeah, that's going to be kind of confusing instead of, like the old South Piedmont, whatever conference or Southwestern Conference. It's going to be, that's going to be a little confusing it won't be, I guess. Just figure out who you're pulling for, whichever team. But when you hear the conference name, it's not going to be something like the old Southwestern Conference. You used to think, okay, well, I know who's in that conference. But now, it's going to be a lot different. It's going to be, not a lot. It's going to be extremely different how they're doing it.
Well, Shannon, we've got Bessemer City, Burns, Cherryville, East Gaston, Highland Tech, Shelby, and Thomas Jefferson in that conference this year. So if you're wondering, folks, there's that one. So and because there are no names, we can kind of just, name the teams in the conference. How about let's go over, let's name the folks over here in Chase's conference. Chase, let's see, RS Central, East Rutherford, Patton, Hendersonville, Polk County.
And Brevard.
Yeah. Did I not have them on the big board tonight? I need to put them out or make a note somewhere. Are they on that sheet?
Yes.
They are on the sheet?
Yeah.
Okay. They're just not on the board.
Right.
Okay. Shannon's got the cheat sheet.
No, they're not. I thought they were. I was thinking Bunker Hill.
Who, you know who they got tonight?
I don't. Wait a minute. I can look real quick.
All right. Shannon's going to pull that up. Now, other conferences, Forest View, South Point, Kings Mountain, Hunter Huss, Stuart Kramer, Ashbrook, and North Gaston are in 3A conference, something a number. And
see, I don't know Brevard. They've got them listed as playing Pisgah tonight. Of course, that's not going to happen.
No, that's not.
So I don't know who they've got.
They might not have anybody tonight.
I don't know. They got them playing something. No, that's something else. Never mind.
Okay. Other conference, how about North Lincoln and East Lincoln moving up to the 3A? This will be the first time, I don't know the exact number, Shannon, but over 60 years since East Lincoln and West Lincoln have played for 60-some years, and they will not play this year.
First time since 1961. They have not played each other.
59 years?
Yeah, something like that.
I missed by a couple
Give or
years.
take a
Terry
couple.
lied. I'm blaming that on Terry. He said 60.
I got this from Terry this morning. Actually,
Oh.
he called me and we was talking about it.
Yeah.
East Lincoln was called Rock Springs. Well,
Right,
this is West
that's
Lincoln.
true.
They were called Rock Springs. back
That's
then.
true. Very true for Terry.
Yeah.
You got that part right. He's probably saying we got something else right. Hendersonville at North Henderson's at 7 o'clock. RS Central McDowell's at 7 o'clock. Just checking on any of this. It does have Brevard at Pisgah still listed on Max Preps, but you know how that goes with them. Hickory, Statesville, North Iredale, West Iredale, Fred T. Ford, East Lincoln, and North Lincoln. How about that conference there?
Let me look at it. What's the number?
I don't have the number. I actually, like I said, there's a sheet of paper somewhere down the hall with that actually all in it.
These are a little different. Well, let's see. East Lincoln and Maiden, right? No. Who'd you say?
East Lincoln and what? What are you asking?
You asked me about something. About that conference.
I was just asking what you thought about it. I said North Lincoln, East Lincoln, North Iredale, West Iredale, Fred T. Ford, Statesville, St. Stephen's, and Hickory. Now, North Lincoln used to be in there with Mooresville and all those guys.
So I think that conference there, you know, East Lincoln, they're very good this year, but I think the only team that's going to give them any trouble will be Statesville. And yeah, I mean, you don't know what Glass is going to do up in Hickory either, being the new coach up there. But as far as athlete, I think Statesville can match them. But now I don't know how good. I don't know what Statesville has coming back, but I do know East Lincoln's they're going to be pretty good this year.
The other conference set up in our area now, folks, is West Lincoln, Lincolnton, West Caldwell, Bandy's, Maiden, East Burke, and Newton Conover. And Shannon, looking at those, that conference, you know, the one thing that I just didn't like, the biggest thing about these is when you split them up, you got them in, you know, Shelby and Burns, you got them in a split. If we're going to do split conferences, why aren't we not keeping the counties together?
Right.
Like, why is, you know, Shelby and Burns could be in a split 2A, 3A, and wouldn't have fit perfect if you did the same thing. How about a split 2A, 3A, Shannon, with Lincoln County and Cleveland County?
I think it would work.
You got 4 3As, you got 4 4As. And Lincoln County don't want to play that for football, but you got other sports to think about.
Yeah.
And that's what the state does too. Now, if we want to get into just the football conferences, you know, my theory and thoughts on that have been, and I think it keeps proving right, is roster sizes. And the bigger the roster size, the better the football team. And it just comes across every year that's the case. The teams with 50-plus players on their rosters end up being the best teams in the state. And if you ain't got 50 on your roster, it just doesn't add up. And that's what some of the 1A teams may squeak by in the 40s, but for the most part, you got to have 50 kids on your team to compete at that type of a level, Shannon. And a lot of these schools are like you know, Ashbrook last year has 1,300 students in the school, 27 on the football field.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
And you're going against Crest with 65 kids on the field.
Yeah.
You know, I got backups on backups, and that's the issue, is the depth thing. So
right.
Anyway, I thought that would be good conferences to have those playing each other. Lincoln and Cleveland County, it would be heck of. You'd have good gates. I would think at every game.
Yeah.
Like what game would you not have a good gate at?
You would, because I think you would have like the crowd at West Lincoln. I mean, they travel good.
Oh God, yes.
You know, and they would, they've played Shelby in the past and they played Burns, but you know, West Lincoln and Kings Mountain. I mean, they know each other through wrestling, you know, stuff like that. But you know, I think that would be a good gate. Going to Crest, I think that would be fun for those kids up there at not at just West, but at East Lincoln, North, and at Lincoln. I think it would be a fantastic conference, but you know, we're not up in Raleigh to make that decision. We don't get paid the money. Well, just think about the gate of Burns and West Lincoln game. Oh, absolutely.
Right up the road.
Yeah.
Everybody's just straight up through the country, and it'd be a big night, I believe. And they end up playing each other during the playoffs and stuff. You can't avoid each other. If you're going to win, you want to be good. I think some schools in the areas, and then when you look at their non-conference schedules, some schools schedule to not necessarily we'll take on everybody, but we need extra wins to make the playoffs. And
right.
And some teams do schedule that way, and others don't. But we're going to I tell you what, Shannon, give me my laminated sheet under there, and let's go over. No, never mind. I've got one online. Ha! Okay. I'm smarter than the average bear. So Shannon and I is going to go over KTC broadcasting schedule, and hopefully, if I click on the right buttons here, I'll have our schedule up on the board. Here it is. All right. So This is our KTC broadcast for the folks watching at home. This is our KTC broadcasting schedule going forward here in the next couple of weeks. So I'm going to go, let's see, in week 2, next week we'll have Crest at Burns on WHS. We're going to start off Bulldogs 3 first week. It's supposed to be Crest on the radio this week. And of course that game canceled with Freedom. And then they got another game scheduled, right, Shannon, with Pisgah, and they had a water leakage problem. Yeah, up there in Pisgah. I had a question. I don't know if you've seen or heard. Did the water affect any of their like uniforms and equipment? And
I don't know.
like that?
I don't know
where they keep it.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't know where their field house is.
That's my first thought when I saw the water across the field. I was like, "Oh crap! If the field house is down there in the end zone with everything in it, they may not even have uniforms." But I haven't seen anything like that, or no. I saw this back at practice. So I didn't know if you had either on the magical interweb.
Trying to think where they, because I know some of those mountain teams, they get ready, or their locker room is actually in the gym, and they just walk down. So I don't know. I don't know. Again, I don't know where their equipment room not just their. I mean, they probably lost their pads and stuff like that.
That's what I don't know.
Practice stuff.
Yeah,
footballs, everything. Be crazy.
I don't know. So we got Burns at Forest View this week. That's at Stuart Kramer. So next week we'll have Crest at Burns, and then Kings Mountain at Burns. Week 4, September 10th, we'll have High Brighton at Shelby, and then week 5, September 17th, we'll have Crest at Ashbrook. So that'll be the first 5 weeks of the season on WHS. We'll go to the next 5 in just a minute. We're going to stay on this screen for the folks watching online. North Lincoln at West Lincoln this week. Next week, we got the Knights. This is the only 2 games of the year on the schedule, Shannon, because of the splits that we're going to have the North Lincoln Knights on WLON. So hopefully maybe we'll see them in the playoffs and see what happens. But the Knights next week will be at Lincolnton. Then week 3, September 3rd, the Lincoln and Wolves will be hosting East Lincoln for the first matchup of the year. But then we'll have the Mustangs, and we're going to have the Mustangs on there twice this year as well. So East Lincoln and North Lincoln will be making 2 appearances on WLON. Week 4, there are no Lincoln County games. That's week 4, September 10th. So for a special broadcast, I know Shannon's going to be on the edge of his seats for this. And Christ the King at Bessemer City. You want to report on me for that one?
Yeah, that'll be a barn burner. That's a classic right there, instant classic. Go ahead and mark it down.
Sorry.
And again, it may be because you don't really know what these teams are going to have in the fall or coming back now, especially. Are the kids like in the spring? Are they going to come out to play? Are parents going to let them play? And so it's actually maybe a good game. You never know. Never know what it'll end up being. So
all right, week 5, Bunker Hill at Lincoln is September 17th. All right, give me a minute. Cherryville at Avery County this week. Now next week, West Lincoln comes over to Cherryville. August 27th, week 2. Week 3, Blacksburg at Cherryville. Week 4, September 10th, Cherryville at the Chase Trojans. And then conference play, Cherryville opens up at Shelby, week 5, September 17th. Over on Waggy, next week, we'll have West Caldwell at RS Central. September 3rd, South Point at RS Central. Week 4, RS Central goes down to South Carolina at Chesney, take on the Eagles. And then week 5, the Bessemer City Yellow Jackets come into town to face the Thomas Jefferson Griffons. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. You're listening to the Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby pregame show on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Since 1986, Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby has been serving families across Shelby and Cleveland County. And today, Wayne Witherspoon continues the tradition of bringing you the best insurance at the best possible price. With names like The Hartford, Safeco, Progressive, National General, and Travelers. Drop by the office today at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby and talk with one of their friendly hometown agents. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, your independent insurance agency since 1986.
What y'all asked for is here. One day, all day GA passes for Night in the Country Carolinas, presented by Ingles Markets. All day, one-of-a-kind festival experiences. All night live music featuring Miranda Lambert, Old Dominion, Chris Young, and more. Get yours at any Ingalls location and save $15. This is your next great country tradition. August 26th through 28th at Tryon Resort. Details at nightinthecountry.org.
It's wood cutting time. Time to see Shelby Hardware for your new Echo chainsaws and Echo top handle saws for trimming. They've got them at Shelby Hardware. Also, Interstate lawnmower batteries, wind spinners, ice cream freezers, and fans. Plus, low country hats are now $25, tax included. And protect your eyes with blue water sunglasses at Shelby Hardware, 506 South Lafayette Street in Shelby. Online at ShelbyHardwareandSupply.com. See their page at WhatsAppShopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
The perfect place for summertime fun for the entire family is the Big E, Upstate Carolina's complete entertainment center, I-85 exit 90 in Gaffney. The Big E offers mini golf, a ropes course, laser tag arena, a bowling alley, bumper cars, an arcade, and they host birthday parties. Showing on their 8-screen movie theater includes Space Jam, Black Widow, and the $5 Summer Kids Movie Series. Showtime listings and other information are available at BigEGaffney.com.
Everything we do is in search of more go. If it can withstand 0 degrees, can it go -20? If it can run through 5 inches of water per hour, can it go to 6? We go. So it goes. So you can go. It's hard to stop a train.
Your train dealer is Forest City Heating and Air. Call 828-245-1379. Again, 828-245-1379. Fun has a new address in the Charlotte region. Catawba Two Kings Casino is now open. 24/7 gaming excitement is here in Kings Mountain at 538 Kings Mountain Boulevard with 500 slot machines. Slot some time in your day at Two Kings. Take exit 50585. Regulated by the Catawba Nation Gaming Commission. Must be 21 or over to play. Play responsibly and within your limits. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call the National Council on Problem Gambling at 1-800-522-4700. Now hiring. The Milligan Allen plant, located at exit 100 in Blacksburg, South Carolina, is now hiring experienced operators. Starting pay is $17 an hour with potential to earn $24 an hour. No prior chemical experience needed. The Allen plant offers 12-hour rotating shifts and provides a safe, stable environment with opportunities for overtime. Come join the Milligan family, where together we strive to positively impact the world around us for generations to come. Benefits include medical, dental, vision, life insurance, 2 weeks vacation, 401k, and a nurse practitioner. Qualified applicants should apply at careers.milligan.com. Search by function for Allen Plant and apply for experienced chemical operator. Or call the Allen Plant at 864-839-0399. This area's Massey Ferguson tractor dealer is NC Tractor and Farm Supply in Rutherfordton. NC Tractor and Farm Supply features a complete parts and service department. In addition to tractors, they have all the implements you need, from hay equipment to plows, discs, drills, scrapes, and more. Plus, they carry Bobcat zero-turn mowers, along with other name brands like Bush Hog, Woods, Land Pride, and more. NC Tractor and Farm Supply in Rutherfordton. Online at nctractorandfarmsupply.com. Like them on Facebook, too. WOHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, and WCSL Cherryville, Gastonia. Now back to the Witherspoon Insurance Agency pregame show.
And good evening, everybody. Kevin Hastings along with Shannon Allen, previewing tonight's football. KTC Broadcasting Week 1 in the area. Got tons of games, and it's almost time to put Shannon's feet to the fire and make him pick some games. But we're going to finish up with our preview of some of the games here coming up on the season. KTC broadcasting schedule. Week 6, we'll do WHS Cleveland County. Week 6, Kramer at Crest. Week 7, October 1st, South Point at Crest. Week 8, October 8th, Jefferson at Burns. Week 9, October 15th, Bessemer City at Shelby. Week 10, October 22nd, Hunter Huss at Crest. And Burns at Shelby. Shannon, I think that's the one you're looking forward to this year to end the season. and I guess the conference championship maybe in that conference.
I would say so. That may be the biggest game in the state that week. That's especially in 2A. That'll definitely be for playoff seedings and everything else. So,
Maiden at West Lincoln will be week 6 on WLON in Lincoln County. Bandy's at Lincoln on week 7, October 1st. Week 8, October 8th, West Lincoln at Newton Conover Red Devils, and everybody in the place will be red, white, and gray and black, and everybody look the same. St. Stephen's will be at East Lincoln. That's our other East Lincoln game this year. Week 9, October 15th. Maiden at Lincoln will be week 10, October 22nd. And we'll finish up the season back at West Lincoln as the Lincoln Wolves come back week 11, October 29th. Week 6, let's do Cherryville. Shannon, why don't you go down from the bottom, week 6, and finish up Cherryville? Start with East Gaston at Cherryville.
all right. So this is going to be WCSL week 6. As Kevin said, East Gaston will be at Cherryville. Week 7, Burns will be at Bessemer City. Week 8, it'll be Cherryville. We'll be at Highland Tech, and I think that's the first Highland Tech game for that week. Week 9, October 15, Thomas Jefferson will be at Cherryville. Week 10, October 22nd, Burns will be at Cherryville. And then week 11, October 29th, Cherryville will be at Bessemer City. Again, those games will be on WCSL.
1590 AM, 92.3 FM. Remember, all of these games are on KTCBroadcasting.com. The 4 you see there, those will be the games featured on our Red Zone channel each and every week across the board. Finally, over on Waggy, WAGY up in Forest City, Shelby at Thomas Jefferson, week 6, September 24th. October 1st, week 7, Jefferson at East Gaston, week 8. Brevard comes to see the Chase Trojans on October 8th. Week 9, October 15th. Week 9 is Chase at Polk County. And week 10, October 22nd, Patton at Chase. And week 11, October 29th, RS Central at Chase. So we got 4 games ended up with Chase, 2 with Thomas Jefferson. We got RS Central heavy early on for Waggy on over there. So, and of course, the big game there against Al Bundy and the Polk County Wolverines.
Hey, that game, that RS Central Chase game on October 29th, and that'll be a big game, not only for the county rivalry they have there, but as for that conference, because both of those teams are going to be pretty good this year.
So Central at Chase again, October 29th, week 11 there, Shannon. All right, let's see tonight's games once again for everyone. I want to know. We want to go through these one more time, and then we're going to have Shannon and his magic picking beans pick some games here. All right, how about this, Shannon? Just go through the games in the area. Well, I'll tell you what. Yep, real quick. Go down the games in the area one more time, and then when you're done with that, I'm going to make you pick them. I got to go get my sheet so I can count all of your misses for next week.
So read these games again?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
one more time.
So tonight, Cherryville will be at Avery County. North Lincoln will be at West Lincoln. Burns will be taking on Forest View at Stuart Kramer. Shelby will be at Kings Mountain. Lincolnton will be at South Point. Bessemer City will be at Community School of Davidson. East Lincoln traveling up to High Brighton. Chase will be at West Henderson. RS Central will be at McDowell. Concord will be at Ashbrook. Hunter Huss will be at Hickory Ridge. Kramer will be at Bunker Hill. East Gaston will be at North Gaston. Fred T. Ford will be at Maiden. Mountain Island Charter will be at Anson County. North Iredale will be over at South Iredale, or down at South Iredale. St. Stephen's at Bandy's. West Caldwell at South Caldwell. West Iredale at Lake Norman. Hickory will be at Alexander Central. Statesville will be at Carson. East Burke at Patton. Hendersonville at North Henderson. Bishop McGinnis at J.P. Catholic. Christ the King will be at Harold's Christian Academy. Lake Norman Charter will be at South Lake Christian Academy. Northmore at Winston-Salem Carver. And the last one is Newton Conover at Polk County. And so, again, those would be the games for tonight in the area. Now, I know some of these games are, some of these teams are not from here or not from this area, like Winston-Salem Carver and Northmore. But Winston-Salem Carver, actually, Kevin, you may not have known this, but they play Highland Tech, I think, next week or in 2 weeks. And that'll be you know what I'm saying.
So, Well, let me put it this way. Have you seen that conference
Which one?
that Winston-Salem's in?
Yeah, I have.
Mountain Island Charter is in the same conference as
Pine
well.
Lake Prep's in that one too, isn't it?
Yes.
Or one of them.
So that conference got kind of moved around to a couple of different spots.
Yeah.
So Cherville and Bessemer and Thomas Jefferson stay together. But that one, you've got two schools in Winston-Salem playing Mountain Island Charter and in conference play and
Mount Holly.
in Mount Holly, North Carolina. So
Great basketball conference, no doubt on that.
I just, I don't know, again, who the state. Hold on. Keep going for a second.
No, that's fine. I was just looking at these like Bishop McGuinness, they're in Kernersville. So, you got Kernersville, you got teams from Kernersville, and you got two from Winston-Salem coming down to play Mountain Island Charter. And, I get it. I mean, I understand that. That's probably the largest, I guess, mileage you got to go through. But all those schools are right there. I mean, they're pretty much on that one stretch from Winston down to Mount Holly. So it'll be that'll be an interesting conference, no doubt.
About insane. All right, let's go. Let's put Shannon's feet to the fire on some of this. Pick some winners for tonight. All right, Shannon, we're not gonna do our local ones first. We're going to get see your in-depth knowledge. Bishop McKennis at JP Catholic.
Well, I don't know nothing about JP Catholic, so I'm just going to take McGinnis on the pure fact of their history.
All right.
So we're just going to say Bishop McGinnis.
You pick it. You go on
You wanna
scores.
score? You gonna
I don't
do score?
care. That's up to you.
28-7.
If you don't
Bishop
know
McGinnis.
one, just if you don't know something about the teams, you don't have to do
I'll
a
give
score.
a score. You got to give a score. 28-7 Bishop McGinnis.
All right, you got to give a score. That's what he says. We'll remember that one later. Christ the King at Harrells, California.
Well, that's going to Christ the King, if I remember in the spring, which I don't. But, I think they were one of those middle-of-the-road teams in that old conference they used to play. So I'm going to, again, Christ the King. I'm going to say I'll do 21-14.
All right, Lake Norman Charter at South Lake Christian Academy. A little bit bigger schools.
I'm going to say South Lake.
All right.
35-7.
Shannon's not scared at all. How about Northmore at Winston-Salem Carver?
Winston-Salem Carver, I think going to be too quick. Now, and again, Northmore may be quick as well, but when Carver, we've seen them play down here, the people in the area have, when they played Shelby a few years ago. When they get off the bus, they look like, they could run with anybody.
That's the Yellow Jackets, isn't it?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think they're the Yellow Jackets. All right, who you got?
Carver. I'm going to pick them. I'm going to say 35-14.
35-14. All right. Hendersonville at North Henderson.
Hendersonville, they're the team that put Shelby out of the playoffs last year, and a lot of people are high on them this year, is doing well again. So I'm gonna say Hendersonville. Again, I think they'll have too many skill position players to beat for North Henderson. So Hendersonville, it's gonna be bad. I'm gonna say 42-7.
East Burke at the Patton Panthers.
Ugh. I'm gonna say East Burke. They, Patton, just again, all this is tradition. Going, they were in that conference last year with the last conference they had was at High Brighton, and normally they always finish second in that conference. But I think they lost some players. I could be wrong, but I would say East Burke 21-7.
Statesville Greyhounds at Carson, and I don't know what they are.
I don't know.
It is Carson.
Yeah, it's Carson. Yeah, I'm going to say Carson in this one. Statesville, again, I mentioned them a while ago as far as being that team that could hang with East Lincoln, but, I think until they get their feet wet, until they get jailed to go or get together, on the field as a team, I think they'll struggle early. So I'm going to say Carson 28, Statesville 14.
Did you say 28-14?
28-14.
Carson,
yeah.
All right, here's your good one. Big matchup. The Hickory Tornadoes against the Alexander Central Cougars.
Well, I like Glass. Glass used to be at Lincoln past few years, and I think, I don't know what happened there. I know he's from Morganton, or he may be from Hickory. I don't know. He's up in that area. But anyway, I think, Joe, I think he's going to do well. I think he's going to have he's definitely going to have the athletes to work with. But I think, tonight I think they get off with a win. As far as the score.
You picking Cougars or Hickory or Tornadoes?
Do what now?
Did you pick Cougars or Tornadoes?
Hickory.
Hickory,
Yeah.
Tornadoes.
Hickory. I'm going to say 21-14. It'll be a close game.
All right, West Iredale at Lake Norman.
I'm going with Lake Norman. Lake Norman, they seem like they're building a pretty good program down there. And I think in West Iredale, they've seemed like they've struggled every year. So I'm going to say Lake Norman big, 42-7.
West Caldwell at South Caldwell.
Again, just going in recent past, South Caldwell put a pretty good spring together. And they've, I think they're going to do, I don't know how well they'll do, but I think they'll do well tonight. West Caldwell just struggles, I think, because they lose a lot of kids to High Brighton. But I'm going to say South Caldwell 28, West Caldwell 0.
28-0?
28-0.
South over West.
Correct.
All right, St. Stephen's at Bandy's, the Indians and the Trojans.
Bandy's in the spring, I think they won 2 games. They either went 2-5 or 1-6, maybe. I think it was 2-5. I think they lost their quarterback to RS Central. I guess they moved there.
That's just not down the street.
No, no, across the line, not even close. But yeah, I think Bandy's, they're going to struggle again. I think St. Stephen's I don't know how good they are, but I think they're going to be better than Bandy's. And I'm going to say it'll be, and that's a tough place to go and play anyway, but I think St. Stephen's will win 28-17 over Bandy's.
28-17 Indians over the Trojans. North Iredale against South Iredale. The Civil War tonight. Week 1.
No
they didn't even wait.
I'm going to pick South Iredale because they had a kid years ago named Tyrone Westmoreland that beat Shelby in the 1991 playoffs. So South Iredale.
So Shannon rides with the South.
South Iredale. Playing at home, I'm going to say that'll give them 7 points. So I'm going to give them 24-7 over North Iredale. And North Iredale may be loaded. I don't know.
Well, yeah. Who knows?
Who knows?
All right.
Week.
Mountain Island Charter at Anson County.
Now this game here, this is the one that really intrigued me because Anson County, they're normally, that team they're always big and fast or they're physical, and I don't know if Mountain Island can hang with that, especially in week 1. So I think that's is it Coach Washington? Is that who's at Mountain Island? Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he's walking to a buzzsaw going down. But I'm glad he's going down there because, you're going to have to play some pretty good teams. And I think this will set them up, as we mentioned a while ago about that conference. They're going to play speed and size down at Anson. And so I'm going to say Anson County will win 35-14 over Mountain Island Charter.
35-14.
But it'd be a good test for Mountain Island for sure.
East Gaston Warriors. Short drive at North Gaston Wildcats.
Yeah, Coach Clark at North Gaston, he's trying to build what his dad had there years ago when he played, or when Justin played when his dad was coaching. And I think he's trying to change the culture down there, and I think a lot of kids are buying into the system. And I think he's gonna continue to do well. I don't know how many they'll win this year, but I think they'll win this one. And you can't go undefeated if you don't go 1-0. So I think they're gonna go win tonight. It'll be North Gaston 35, East Gaston, I'll give them 3. That's a very gracious 3. I don't know what they have. Because normally I don't think they've well, I don't know, because they've got a pretty good running back. I don't know. Let's give them more than 3. Let's give them. This is going to be a big jump. 35-21. I forgot about that running back. He was pretty good. He may have been the best running back in the conference last year.
All right.
He was pretty good.
So
maybe.
The Fred T. Ford Tigers at the Maiden Blue Devils.
This is a game, it's going to be many emotions in this game because Fred T. Ford lost their running back to Maiden this year. I think he transferred up there. So, that'll be a little chip on some shoulders for the Ford players, coaches, and fans. But Maiden's going to have a good team. So Maiden and Ford will struggle this year. But so I think Maiden wins this one. They've got a lot of kids back. I know their quarterback's back, and I think they've got maybe one receiver's like 6'3", maybe something like that. But I think Maiden wins.
Match up, because this is usually who the Cherville Ironmen have played it in years past. The Stuart Kramer Storm heads up to Bunker Hill tonight. So the Bears will be hosting the Storm. Shannon, what you got on that one?
This is the first time they played, I believe.
I think so.
Stuart Kramer.
I would bet on it. I'm not gonna. If I'm betting on it, I think so.
They've got a junior quarterback, probably the best junior quarterback, not only in the state but maybe in the nation. This Rockamore kid. He's either junior. I think he's a junior. He's pretty good. He's not afraid to throw a ball around. He's not afraid to thread the needle, take chances. Bunker Hill, they've had a pretty good past couple years. I don't know what they have coming back, but I do know Stuart Kramer's got their quarterback back this year, and if he's anything like he's been in the past, he's just going to keep getting better. And
Bunker Hill in the spring went 6-1,
yeah,
and then 6-2 overall. Lost in the playoffs to Hendersonville.
Yeah, okay. So how many of them were seniors? How many they lose? Yeah. You don't know. So. Again, Rockamore is going to be the main guy around here, quarterback, until somebody else says different. And I think he'll help Kramer tonight go up there. And I'm going to say he'll gain 300-something yards passing, 350 on the air, 4 touchdowns, 28-14 over Bunker Hill.
28-14.
Yeah.
Kramer. All right. Hunter Huskies at Hickory Ridge.
Don't know anything about Hickory Ridge.
Do you know their mascot?
I have no idea.
All right, keep going.
I don't even know where they are. Hickory? Anyway.
No.
Just a shot in the dark there. But Hunter Huss, they're coming.
Cabarrus County.
Okay. I think the rest of other talent is all around them up there. But I think Hunter Huss is they've struggled the past, I won't say 2 seasons maybe, but they're going to be athletic, and they're going to put a good team on the field. For this first game, I think they go to Hickory Ridge tonight, and it'll be a close game. I think they go up there and win. Again, it's hard to say what they have coming back this first week. You really don't know any players they have. So I'm going to say Hunter Huss 21, Hickory Ridge 20. It'll be a close game.
21-20 Huss. Yeah. So I'm going to give you a chance to guess their mascot. Is it the Bulls, the Hornets, the Wolves, or the Celtics?
Hickory Ridge. I'll say the Hornets.
Wrong. They are the Bulls, the Hickory Ridge Bulls, and they're blue and white and gray, color of the Cherville Ironmen.
Are they in that Cabarrus County?
I'm pulling it up and looking at it from last year. Just and folks, and the reason I'm doing this, and we know most of the teams, and as good as we can. Last year they were 3rd in the Southwest 4A in the spring at 5-2. Yeah. They lost 14-7 to Myers Park, lost 52-14 to Butler. And then lost in the playoffs, round 1, 44-34. So that
may be pretty good then. I may need to change it.
You want to change everything? Well, you got Huss winning by 1. You want to change it?
Yeah, Hickory Ridge 42, Huss 21.
Yeah. No shame. Yeah, no shame whatsoever.
Don't have a clue right now.
Going back to Hickory Ridge for that one. Let's put the mark through the Hunter Huss. All right. How about the Concord Spiders at the Ashbrook Greenway?
Now, Ashbrook, know a little bit about this one. Ashbrook, again, past few years struggled, new coaching change, and they are starting to build. You mentioned them a while ago having so few players, but I think their coach now, they've got some talent over there. And I think this year, a lot of people are picking them to actually win that conference. And again, they're in a conference with Cleveland County got Crest and Kings Mountain. You got South Point's back in that conference now. So it's when people start mentioning Ashbrook again, like, hey, they can win this conference, they've probably got something over there. So I'm going to say, what would the score be, though? Again, Concord. This could be a 21-20 type game.
The Concord Spiders.
Yeah, this could be a 21-20 type game, and I'm going to give the nod to Ashbrook. Just simple fact, Concord's traveling down there. But, again, even if they lose, I think Ashbrook is going to be they're going to be hard to handle this year in that Big Satwell Gaston County Conference.
Well, they got listed as 53 players this year, so they've, they got
Ashbrook
really down.
does?
Yeah. So that's good news when you hear they were down to 20 something in a 4A.
Yeah.
As a 3A school, and that's just not good. All right, RS Central. So you picking Concord?
No, picking Ashbrook.
Ashbrook.
Yeah.
Ashbrook for the
21-20 Ashbrook. But again, like I said, if they lose, they're still going to be in the hunt this year in that conference.
RS Central goes up the mountains to play McDowell. And I think I saw Coach Cogdell say they're playing them McDowell later, too, to fill in the East Rutherford game.
Yeah.
So RS Central tonight up in McDowell County.
Yeah, this will not be a different or a new game for RS. They've always played McDowell in the past in their preseason. Just knowing what RS had in the spring and losing, they lost a heartbreak game to Chase in the end of the regular season in the spring, and they've got a lot of kids, but they lost their coach. But they got a lot of kids back, especially that three-headed beast of a running back they had, or the three players they had.
Mm-hmm.
So I think RS goes up McDowell and just pretty much does with them what they want to. I'm going to say RS 49, McDowell, I'll give them 7.
Don't forget these East Rutherford. These Rutherford County schools, Shannon, should be pretty good.
Oh, they will be.
All of them.
Yeah.
And we can't sleep on any of them. RS Central beat South Point last year.
Yeah.
Don't forget about that. About beat Shelby, right? Yeah. I think Shelby was 7 points away from almost losing 3 games total.
You said that. I remember
they
you
could
saying
have had
that.
a losing record within like a touchdown of or 10 points or something.
Right.
So be careful with Rutherford County. Speaking of them, we're going to skip that one. Let's go back down to the bottom. I skipped one. Newton Conover at Polk County tonight.
Well, Polk County is just right next to Rutherford County. Again, they're in that conference going up the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Polk County, is Coach Allis still down there? Is he still coaching?
I don't know.
I don't know if he is either. I got a good friend down there, Lamont Jones. I know he coaches basketball. I don't know if he still coaches or helps with football, but I saw Newton Conover play last week at the Jamboree over at Burns, and Newton Conover played Crest. They played them well, but Newton Conover, they're going to be young this year. They had a great on paper this time last year. Okay, on paper they were one of the best teams around here because they had a kid that went to Duke, and they had some kids that I think I know he left early, and I want to say they had another one leave early, and they were going to be pretty good last year. Then they lost those guys to graduation, but and then they, like I said, those 2 left early. They're rebuilding it at Newton, and I think Coach Pax is doing what he can. Again, they played Crest well last Friday night, but I think Polk County, I think they'll have their way with them this week. I got Polk County. I'm gonna say 28 to. All right, they're playing at Polk. I'm gonna say 35-7 over Newton.
Polk County coach Bruce Allis, assistant Jay Thompson, and David Powell listed according to Max Pups. Now, when they say that don't mean nothing. They've had Keith Fox, the head coach at Cherryville, and Tim Pruitt's been there about 10 years now. So, whatever as far as that.
Waterbomb's not on there no more.
As far as no, Coach, it's amazing. Fox, it's almost been a decade, and he's still listed on there. So, All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back, let Shannon finish up his predictions, our last local teams, and our broadcast here on KTCBroadcasting.com.
1986, Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby has been serving families across Shelby and Cleveland County. And today, Wayne Witherspoon continues the tradition of bringing you the best insurance at the best possible price. With names like The Hartford, Safeco, Progressive, National General, and Travelers. Drop by the office today at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby and talk with one of their friendly hometown agents. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, your independent insurance agency since 1986.
Thank you to our sponsors, volunteers, citizens, and others for making the 2021 American Legion World Series an outstanding event. Every year, you make our visitors feel like a part of the community. The American Legion World Series Executive Committee and the National American Legion Office salute the standards you uphold every year. See you at the games in 2022. Celebrating lives and healing grieving hearts. That's the theme of the Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Falston and the Stamey Cherryville Funeral Home on Dixie Street in Cherryville. Their staff is committed to providing your family with the highest quality care and service in your time of need. For more information, visit the websites at StameyTysongerFuneralHome.com and StameyCherryvilleFuneralHome.com, both giving you the gift of comfort for you and your family. Buy 3 tires and get 1 free at Butler's Tire and Auto Service in Kings Mountain. For a limited time, when you buy Westlake or Pantera or Blackline tires, you'll get 1 free, and it includes a 1-year road hazard warranty with a premium alignment purchase. Plus, you'll find tires by Goodyear, Dunlap, and Kelly. And be sure to ask about their $99 brake special, plus inspections and alignments by certified mechanics with friendly service. The new Butler's Tire and Auto, 404 East King Street in Kings Mountain, right across from KFC. What do they have at Fins and Critters in Shelby? Well, I just don't have enough time to tell you. To get an idea, visit the Facebook page. But better yet, go see for yourself. Fins and Critters is located at 1008 Gant Street, right off Highway 74 East in Shelby. All kinds of fish and other critters, including lizards, snakes, baby bunnies, mice, guinea pigs, birds, and more. Check them out. All kinds of tanks and setup kits. And, of course, feed for your pets. That's Fins and Critters. Call 704-484-0600. See them at 1008 Gant Street off Highway 74 East in Shelby, and like them on Facebook, too. Hear that? Yeah, that. Those are chickens in the new Amish-built chicken coops, now available at Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes in Cherryville. Plus, you'll find Amish-built decks, too. Check out their quality construction. For what you pay for lumber, you can have your new building built and delivered, including North Carolina residential code homes. Also, she sheds and man caves. Online at blessedbuildings-tinyhomes.com and see their page at whatsupshopper.com. Located at 2268 Lincoln and Highway 150 East in Cherryville, right across from Ferguson's Ace Hardware.
Welcome back to the broadcast. Kevin Hastings and well, hold on. I was thinking about something else to say. Shannon Allen, the Rocket Ishmael of the show.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Dion could fly, but he couldn't catch like Michael Irvin. Tell your son that.
Okay. I will.
Michael, and you have to push. Sometimes you got to push off to get open. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Shannon. Dirty. You got to get off me.
They ain't
get in there
penalty
and show him
unless
that
they see
elbow.
it. Yeah.
You got to show him how to just give the old chicken wing push off. That's how you get open. All right. East Lincoln at High Brighton tonight. How about this matchup?
This is actually a very intriguing matchup. And High Brighton, kudos to them for their scheduling, especially what they've had in the past. I think they went 25-0 in their conference past few years and didn't lose a conference game. But now they're in a pretty, if you got their conference pulled
I can
up,
pull it up while you talk.
Yeah, pull that up. They're in a pretty stout conference this year, and they've also got a really good non-conference schedule. They scrimmaged Crest this year or this summer and or a few weeks ago, and a lot of people were saying High Brighton's not what they used to be, and I don't know if it's because Crest was that much better or if High Brighton was just terrible. So I don't know what that means, but again,
they're in the 3A 4A West Conference 52.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So
Alexander Central, Ashe County, Freedom, High Brighton, South Caldwell, and the Watauga Pioneers.
Yeah, that's a stout conference right there. That's going to be a tough conference for them this year.
Well, they're going from a 2A conference to a 3A 4A split.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be that could be tough.
Yeah. That will be. I mean, Watauga, they're going to be good. I think they played South Caldwell in the past too, and maybe Freedom in a non-conference match. But Alexander Central is going to have, they can match them speed for speed, and Ashe County, they're going to be big. They won't be that fast, but High Brighton, I think they're going to struggle now in the conference play, but they're going to play a great non-conference schedule. And it starts off with East Lincoln. They also have Shelby in non-conference this year. So, but again, tonight, you got East Lincoln coming in or going in up there. East Lincoln is, they've got a great team coming back this fall, barring any injury. They're going to be one of the top teams in 3A. And so I think they get it rolling tonight. I think they're going to High Brighton and win. I'm going to say, 35-14. I think East Lincoln goes up there and pulls out East Lincoln goes up there and wins handily over High Brighton.
Coach Levelwood's up there, right?
Yes.
at East.
I guess he's still there. Yeah.
He'll love that pick. He's a funny guy to talk to. He'll call the radio over in Lincoln County, and he's not afraid to rib the other coaches and stuff, and
Really?
talk a little smack and stir it up a little bit. He's fun to talk to. I like having him listen to him on the show when he calls in with Tim and those guys.
Yeah.
Let's see. Next up on the scoreboard for us, Bessemer City at Community Schools Davidson, and I don't know if the kid's back. If he is, we don't want nothing of him. Their quarterback in the spring was just toasting people.
Yeah.
Shannon. So
what was his name?
I'm gonna see if it. I'll figure it out here in a second. I'm pulling it up.
Is it Mizell? I think he may have been at Maiden.
But anyway,
but
the Yellow Jackets go to visit them.
Yeah.
And
well,
if
again,
he's there,
I think Community School Davidson, again, just going back in recent memory, they were always that team. They finished behind Thomas Jefferson and Mountain Island, and then Pine Lake Prep. And then you had Community School Davidson. They were that team that was a middle of the road team, around 500, but would sneak up on you if you just overlooked them. So I think tonight, playing at home against Bessemer City, that could be that game that where if they overlook Bessemer City, they come in, they could sneak up on you and win. Again, it's hard, and it's just like everybody's asked all week. Well, who has what? Who has what coming back this year? And especially that was the talk. You go on the preps board and you read the messages or the message board, and you read that what people write on there, and you don't really understand. What people have coming back or what teams have coming back until that first game. And so I think, again, Community School of Davidson, if tradition holds, they will, I don't think they'll be a middle of the road pack in the conference they're in. They're in that conference that's Bishop McGuinness, Carver, Christ the King, Mountain Island, Pine Lake Prep, and Winston-Salem Prep. I think they actually may finish in the top of this conference. Again, I don't know what these other schools have. It'd be at least probably in the top 3 in this conference. So I think with Bessemer City going in, again, you don't know. You look at Coach, I guess it's Coach Boone up there. They're going to be in a tough conference as well. And again, they've got a juggernaut this year, especially, again, I mentioned that a while ago with Shelby and Burns. Obviously, they're going to be the 2A representatives, but when you play these two, when you have these two on your schedule, that could be hectic. So, I think Community School of Davidson tonight sets they come in and they'll host them, and I think they'll win probably 30. I'm gonna say Community School of Davidson 35, and Bessemer City will be, I don't know, let's give them 14, because you don't really know what they have coming back. So,
sorry, Shannon, I got Tom on the radio. Tom, you'll say hello to everybody on the radio while you're there.
What's up, Tom?
You were for a second. Shannon, real quick, Lincoln at South Point.
All right, so again, right now, Lincoln with the new coach. It's going to be hard with what they have, especially the past, I guess if you're a Lincoln fan, it's been, maybe 4 to 5 years, you've been in a position that you're not accustomed to, and that's, struggling. And so, those fans up there, and I know the players want it too. They want to be better. They want to get better. And what better place to start than going down to Belmont and, playing a South Point team that has they've got their quarterback back, and they've got one of those running backs, if not 2 of them, back this year. But the thing about going down to South Point to play, and anybody that's listening, exactly what I'm talking about. When you go to South Point, your knees are going to get chewed up. They're gonna hit you low. They're going to get their line play is actually really good. Those kids know they've been playing it ever since they could crawl, if not walk. Down at Belmont, they know the system down there, and this is gonna be a tough matchup for Lincoln, because South Point, they've got something to prove coming in from the spring. I think that was the first time they hadn't made the playoffs in years down there, And so they've got a chip on their shoulder, and what better way to start than a team that you've played in the past. And so I think South Point wins this one easily. Again, not really knowing what Lincoln has, not knowing what they have coming back. And I'm going to say South Point 49, Lincoln 6.
49-6.
Yeah.
South Point. All right. The other game that we do not have coverage of, I think it's the last game on the list, Shannon. Shelby at Kings Mountain tonight. And the big matchup, the Battle of Buffalo Creek. Lions and Mountaineers down in Kings Mountain tonight. Kings Mountain High School will not allow radio coverage down at their school. And so we will not have radio coverage of that. But JP's there to get pictures, videos, and more to post on Twitter. And Shannon, I'm just going to kind of turn it over to you a little bit and let you get into the history and what's going on between these two teams for this weekend before we finish up our last four and the teams we're broadcasting.
Okay. Well, so on these two, obviously the Battle of Buffalo Creek, this game is normally your fourth or fifth game in the season, and this is always a big rival or a big game a rivalry game, I guess you can call it. A lot of people call that for Cleveland County. I've seen both of these teams play. I saw them last week at the Jamboree. Kings Mountain was playing Catholic, and Shelby played Asheville. Both of them won. Kings Mountain, they lost a lot of talent, a lot of starters off of last spring, off of that team, and which surprisingly got beat by Monroe in the playoffs at Kings Mountain. They have a new quarterback this year. Lamont Littlejohn. I talked to his dad on the way over here tonight, and he's a former player at Shelby. He transferred to the Kings Mountain a couple years ago. He's a tall kid. He's got a great arm. He's been at camps and everything. He gets better, but the thing is, they're going to have to put people around him. And the key to tonight's game is how good is that Kings Mountain offensive line going to be. Shelby comes in. Their defense is going to be their bread and butter right now. They've got their front seven's probably as good as anybody around here, obviously led by Malachi Hamrick at linebacker going to North Carolina. But then they have another guy on the front line, Santana Hopper, who's a Division I recruit. I mean, he's getting some offers from some pretty big schools as well. So, but that's going to be the key. Can Kings Mountain stop Shelby's defense, especially at front seven? Can they stop them from penetrating the line? Can they open the field up? And I think Kings Mountain has a Richardson kid back from last year that did well last week against Catholic. So this will be a good game, a good first game to get it out of the way. Coach Lloyd, he's going to put together a quality look out there, a quality team. They're going to put their best players out there, and but again, that's going to be the key. For me, can Kings Mountain offensive line control? If they control that line of scrimmage, Kings Mountain's going to have a shot. But if they can't, it's going to be a long night for the Mountaineers. Now, Shelby has on offense, they also have a new quarterback in Dalen Lee. His older brother's Darquez Lee that played at Shelby a few years ago. Mm-hmm. Dalen you look at him, he looks like Isaiah Best out there. He's about 6'3". He has a big arm. And the key that's going to help them this year is he's got a lot of speed around him. And Shelby's very fast this year.
Let me say something real quick about Darquez Lee. I think he's the best passer you guys have had. I know Isaiah had cannon arm, built like a prototypical quarterback. But some of the passes I saw him, I was down on the sideline quite a bit during those years, or during that year that he won the state championship. And one always reminds me in particular of why I think that he's the best passer you guys have had, and maybe one of, if not the best in the area. And you can think of different things about it, but down the state championship, they ran a little flag pattern, and Darquez missed him basically on about his fingertips, right?
Right.
And the defender was there, kind of a tough play, but they called the exact same play, the very next play, and the defender beat the defender, but the defender was on his heels, and instead of throwing it high where he did last time, he floated one into the corner and let his receiver run right under it. And it was the most beautiful touch that I've seen on a high school player in a round. And I always like to mention that when they bring him up is the One play later, just a quick adjustment. He obviously said, "Coach, just call that play back."
Right.
And then he threw it one of the best looking balls I've seen a high school kid throw on the very next play. And you just know that he was just like, "Run that back. I got this." And it was a different type of throw. The first one he tried to zoom it in there, and then boom, very next throw just in his hands. So if he's anything like his brother, then Shelby's going to have some good hands because those Darquez could throw the ball. Absolutely.
Yeah, Darquez, and he only started 1 year.
Right, he played 1 year, and he said, "Do you think like 50-some touchdowns or 40-some touchdowns?"
Yeah,
he set the state record or something like that.
It was crazy.
It's insane.
Now he has some. Now all credit. Now not taking anything away from Darquez. Now he has some great receivers too.
Right.
But again with Dalen, he's got the kids that are. When I said Shelby's very fast, they had a relay team this past spring. That was one of the fastest relay teams in the state, and 3 of those guys are playing football. And you're going to have to pick which one you're going to have to guard. I mean, they're very fast, and so Dalen's just got to get his rhythm with that. And so, but again, I talked about Kings Mountain a while ago. Shelby's the same way. Their offensive line play, can they stop Kings Mountain's front? Because again, Kings Mountain's going to bring in a good pass rush. They know what Shelby's going to do. And they're just going to pin theirs back and go get them. And so that's going to be the offensive line play on both sides. Let's just put it that way. Is going to be the key.
You got a score for me?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Shelby. I think they'll win this one. I'm gonna say 28-17. I'll give
28-17 Lions. All right, let's talk about some of the games that are on. That's going to be on KTC broadcasting tonight. Up on Waggy in Forest City, 107.5 FM, 1320 AM. We're going to have the Chase Trojans up at the West Henderson Falcons. So Chase Trojans at West Henderson tonight. And Shannon, both teams were not scheduled to play each other. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how well the preparation scrambling has been for both teams. So maybe a team finds an edge that the other doesn't. It's the first game of the year anyway. It's non-conference. Who knows? But we've got a game, Trojans and Falcons over at West Henderson. What you got?
So Chase actually played, they scrimmage 7-on-7 up at West Henderson this year with Chase, AC Reynolds, West Henderson, and Crest. And so they've seen each other as far as their skill players go. West Henderson, they're a tough bunch. They've got some, because I was up there, they've got some size, they've got some tall kids. But Chase, again, going what they had last year, they've got a new quarterback. They received the receiver they had. He's now at Coastal Carolina. The big receiver they had and the big running back I think they had is gone as well. But they have a quarterback. He's a Wilkins this year. He's a big kid. You look at him, you think, wow, he's like a defensive end. He's a big boy. He can throw the ball. And so Coach Cogdell, he's going to have them. He's going to have them ready. Chase has a great line. They have some big linemen. Led by, I think his name is Reagan McCrory. He's a division. I think he needs to be a Division I recruit, as big as he is. He's a good lineman. He's done well at camps. Just following what they put on Twitter about him. So I think Chase goes up there tonight, and again, even if it's a last minute game, they've seen each other already. The skill players have, and I think Chase goes and, I don't want to say walks the dog, but I think they go up there and win big, and probably like a 35-14. Now the game, 35-14 score. Now the field's going to be it's a turf field, so that's going to help. I think Chase with their speed. I think some players from you hear this, you don't know if it's true. I think they had some players from East Rutherford come in since they didn't have football this year. So at East, I think that'll help Chase as well, and. Chase will, I think they start 1-0, 35-14 over West Henderson.
All right. Cherryville goes up to Avery County tonight. Coach Pruitt seeing a good friend up there. The Vikings should be pretty decent, Shannon. Is this going to be too much for the Ironmen?
I think, well, again, you don't know. You know anything, or Cherryville? You know what they got coming back since you're from?
No, I would say I kind of hinted and leaned where I wanted you to go with that.
Yeah,
Shannon.
I know you did. Okay, so Avery County, they're going to be big. They're going to be physical, and it's can Cherryville go up there and match the intensity, and that's the key. Again, this will be a great test for Cherryville, especially within the conference they're in. to get them ready to, they're going to play, again, I mentioned that a while ago, two of the best 2A teams in the state. There's in their conference. And this will help them with that. This will help them with the pushing around. Now, the speed factor, I don't think so. I think
Avery County went 2-5 in the
right
spring. They beat Asheville Christian Academy was one of their wins.
Okay.
They beat Madison 44-14. Lost to Polk County 42-20. Lost to Black Mountain Owen 50-43, and lost to Mitchell 47-21.
Okay. Well, I think Cherryville will go up there and win then.
There you go.
So I'm gonna say Cherryville, Coach Pro Preview. I'm gonna say 28-10. 28-10.
Ironman over the Avery County Vikings. Right. We'll be back in a minute to finish it up on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Since 1986, Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby has been serving families across Shelby and Cleveland County. And today, Wayne Witherspoon continues the tradition of bringing you the best insurance at the best possible price. With names like the Hartford, Safeco, Progressive, National General, and Travelers. Drop by the office today at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby and talk with one of their friendly hometown agents. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, your independent insurance agency since 1986.
Looking for a great buy on new zero-turn mower? Look no more. We got it at Hojo Power Sports and Equipment in Shelby. Right now, you can buy a brand new Aaron's zero-turn 42-inch mower for only $27.99. That's right, only $27.99 for a new Aaron's 42-inch zero-turn mower. Plus, see the line of Ferris, Snapper, Snapper Pro, Hustler, Walker, Ryan, Red Max, Husqvarna, Simplicity, Shindawa, Z-Spray, and more. Hojo Power Sports and Equipment, 110 Grigg Street off South Lafayette Street in Shelby. Online at hojopower.net. Like them on Facebook, too. Celebrating lives and healing grieving hearts. That's the theme of the Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Falston, and the Stamey Cherryville Funeral Home on Dixie Street in Cherryville. Their staff is committed to providing your family with the highest quality care and service in your time of need. For more information, visit the websites at StameyTysingerFuneralHome.com and StameyCherryvilleFuneralHome.com, both giving you the gift of comfort for you and your family.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today, like Kubota BX and L Series compact tractors, part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability, Z Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Bring home the Kubota BX 2380 tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months, now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more details.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive in Kings Mountain.
From Shelby, turn off Highway 74 at Highway 226, up Highway 226 to the caution light at Zion Church Road. There on the corner is Kibo's. Been there for over 20 years. Kibo's, where you'll find Hunt Brothers Pizza, snacks, candy, chips, also soft drinks, hand-dipped and packaged ice cream, bread, tobacco products, and much more. Yes, that's Kibo's. And don't forget to fill that vehicle up with gasoline at Kibo's, 226 North at the caution light in Shelby.
All right, welcome back to the Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby, North Carolina Prep Football pregame show. Finishing up the show with two more games. Burns at Forest View this week will be at Stuart Kramer. So what you got, Shannon?
So Burns, again, talking about them, they're. I don't think they'll have a problem tonight. Let's put it that way. I think Burns is one of the better teams around here. They've got a new quarterback in Ben Mooney, taking over for Cameron Sweezy. But Burns, I think, is one of those teams that they've got a chip on their shoulder from the past two seasons, put it that way. I think, if you remember 2 years ago, they got beat by Shelby in the playoffs, in the semifinals, and then Shelby went on to play in the state championship against Salisbury, who I thought was the worst team in the state championship ever, performance by a team. And then come back last spring, and you got Burns playing Salisbury up here at Burns and gets beat in the last seconds by a field goal. So, again, Burns beats that one team. I think they're talking about a two-time state champion up in Bulldog country. But they've got a lot of kids back. Azari Brown, Kahari Haynes. They've got Backus playing at safety, but they have a kid named Jeremiah Norris who's going to be running back. So that I think, and then they have Ryan Thompson at receiver. So I think Mooney's going to be surrounded by a lot of talent as coming in as a starting quarterback as a sophomore. He's just going to get better with game experience. So I think tonight Burns will go down to they'll play Forest View at Stuart Kramer, but I think they'll easily win this game. I'm going to say now Forest View's going to be pretty good as well. They're always physical. Medlin always puts together a good squad. So I think Burns will win probably 35-17 over Forest View.
All right, Bulldogs with a big win predicted by Shannon. In our final game of the week, North Lincoln at West Lincoln on WLON up in Vale. Brett Pascoe's got that call. Sending him out to Western Lincoln County. That's what happens, Shannon, when you don't behave. He's out there with Logan Baker tonight. Logan, of course, is a long-time WLON broadcaster, so he'll be good without there. But North Lincoln comes to West Lincoln. Jason Sane will have video tweeting coverage of that out there at the stadium. So what you got, Shannon?
I think with West Lincoln coming in, they had a great year, a great spring this past spring. They had 2 seasons ago. They had a good season as well, making the playoffs. And but this year, I think they're gonna. They lost some talent, but I think they're going to do well. I think they're going to. I think they're, and it starts tonight. These two teams are tied at 8-8 for wins and losses. So, last year North Lincoln did win. They won 10-6 over West Lincoln, and but now West Lincoln, their 3 games last year, they lost 3 games by a total of 6 points. And so I think West Lincoln, they're putting together. Ponder's putting together a great squad up there, great tradition up there, or just rebuilding the culture, if you will. He's 15-7. This is going into his 3rd year, and so I think they will tonight. Basil's coming in. Basil's going to game plan them well. It's going to be a close ball game. It'll be a low scoring game, I believe. But I like West at home. I think just playing up there, the excitement, and that's not just for this game, for all of them. The excitement just to be out there on a Friday night, because you don't know what's going to happen with everything going on. So I say West will take a win tonight at home, or they'll get a win tonight at home, and I'm going to say it's going to be a 13-10 game. It'll be a close game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout either way, but it'll be a good physical ball game to start off the year.
All right, so Shannon takes West. All right, Shannon, thank you for your predictions. We'll make sure next week to rip them apart,
no doubt,
to shreds and how terrible they were. A few reminders. So let's give our listeners and our viewers at home an idea about what's going on. Reminder, tomorrow morning, every Saturday morning, folks, entertaining show. If I do have to say so myself, I'll pat myself on the back. Saturday morning sports talk, every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. to 10:15 a.m. right here on KTC Broadcasting. We've been live on Facebook. That's where we've been doing the video on that. So go to KTC Broadcasting Facebook page. The link will be on KTCBroadcasting.com as well. But we'll be on Facebook Live tomorrow morning in Cherryville on 92.3 FM and 1590 AM. And you can listen on KTCBroadcasting.com. But I'm telling you to go watch the show. It's not a local high school show or local sports show. We talk all the sports. So baseball, basketball, football, college, and of course NASCAR every Saturday on our Saturday morning sports talk show. Tonight, coming up next, we're going to send it out to the stadiums. So we're going to send it out to Stuart Kramer for Burns at Forest View. Then we're going to send it on out to West Lincoln. Now, Burns at Forest View will be Thompson, Fonnie, and Robbie Roop. Matt Royster with highlights. North Lincoln at West Lincoln will be Brent Pascoe and Logan Baker. And highlights will be Jason Sane. Cherryville Ironman will be at Avery County tonight. Cherryville at Avery County tonight. Highlights by Philip Russ. Chase Trojans at West Henderson tonight will be on Waggy. And won't have any highlights of that, but we will have highlights from Shelby at Kings Mountain. So we will have some highlights from out there, Shannon. So now, what I mean by highlights, folks, what does that mean? Well, we have a live Red Zone show. Watch the Red Zone show, right? Coming up next, we'll be live at 7:30, so we're going to take a 30-minute break here at the studios, eat some dinner, and get ready while you guys listen to the pregame show on the other channels. But coming up at 7:30, back on the same bat channel, same bat time, KTC Broadcasting Channel, we'll have Red Zone Radio where we'll be flipping through between the games. I'll be giving you some updates, scores, and more from around the area. Hopefully, we'll be having some scores and highlights. So I'm excited about that. Now, then coming up at the postgame, Shannon, the Full Throttle Power Sports postgame show, we're going to have call-ins from our colleagues. May have some call-ins for fans tonight. If I'm by myself, sitting in there by myself, I can't talk for an hour and a half by myself. So I may have some callers call in just to let them ramble on a little bit about the game. So I do want to appreciate that tonight. So everybody watch, listen on KTCBroadcasting.com. We don't have any video games this year, folks. For the folks asking and wondering why, what's going on. Basically, here's our stance. Here's our position on it, Shannon, is we weren't notified until about 2 weeks before the season started that in Cleveland County, at least, that some teams weren't doing the game. So we hadn't sold any ads. We haven't, got ready for it or anything. Right. So we're just in a physical bind. We can't do it at this point, and didn't know that we couldn't do it to the end. Now, I don't know what some of the schools are doing. I don't know what they are doing. I don't recommend anything other than checking with your school and wondering why KTC is not there anymore. And you may get the truth, you may not. I would doubt it, but so some schools doing different things, some schools aren't. We go, where we can be, and so like I said, this week we're in 4 different spots. We're at West Henderson, Chase at West Henderson, Burns at Forest View, North Lincoln at West Lincoln, Cherville at Avery County. Red Zone channel coming up next at 7:30 from the studios, and then at 9:30, 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock is the post-game show, folks. 10 o'clock post-game show. We'll try to keep it at one of the stadiums until then, live somewhere. Then at 10 o'clock, we'll start the post-game show up here in the studios, whether anybody's talking or not. I guess I can't shut up the Burns people, so Tom will have to shut up by 10 o'clock. Tom, I guarantee, wants to be in the car and on his way home by then.
Steve DeGree will call you.
Yeah, I bet. He'll be home before Tom.
He's actually at the high school now. He's not the
Yes, I do. Anymore. Yes, I do. And he's proud of that, and I'm happy for him and everything for him. Are we ready to go out to the stadiums in there, Calvin?
Need to teach him how to do Twitter, though.
Yeah. So, anyway, folks, thanks for tuning in to the first week of the Week 1 Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby, North Carolina Prep Football pregame show. We want to send it out to the stadiums on the radio. We'll be back live right here on YouTube in just a little bit. See you in a little bit tonight, KTCBroadcasting.com.
Since 1986, Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby has been serving families across Shelby and Cleveland County. And today, Wayne Witherspoon continues the tradition of bringing you the best insurance at the best possible price. With names like The Hartford, Safeco, Progressive, National General, and Travelers. Drop by the office today at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby and talk with one of their friendly hometown agents. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, your independent insurance